Welcome back to the A-List with Alexandra, where we break down all things Hollywood. Today, I'm joined by two of Brooklyn's finest detectives, Trillo and Suede, along with Knish store owner, Mrs. Popik. Hi, guys.
Nice to see you, Alexandra.
So glad great to see you guys. I'm so glad to have you guys back. One of my favorite pairs to interview. Mrs. Popik, I'm so glad you could be here for the first time.
I am so glad to be here. I just wish my husband could have been here, Rabbi Popik, but he is so busy right now.
I mean, that Rabbi Popik, he's kind of a nudnik, isn't he?
Oh,
he's a handful. Now, the odd thing is,
you should only know the half of it.
Yeah. The odd thing is, he says the same thing about you, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh, we're going to have to talk about this later.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Well, since we brought up Rabbi Popik, how is he doing? How is the Knish store going? Can you fill us in?
Ever since, I shouldn't say this, but ever since, we poisoned just a little bit accidentally that there was salmonella, in one of the Knishes. Everybody, the word has spread, but we're finally starting to get our feet back on the ground, but we're still trying to find letters of credit as a just in case. I keep telling, my husband, Rabbi Popik, that we need to think of our retirement and start looking for a place to go. I want to just relax.
Now, if you can get these letters of transit, where would you go exactly?
That is a good question.
That's an excellent question. Everybody's asking the same question throughout New York City.
I've been asking that question for 50 years and I haven't figured it out. It's either going to be Miami. Well, there is a nice Jewish community just outside of Toronto that I was really looking at. And Rabbi Popik, he could open another Knish store.
Ooh. For now, is the store still up and running after the little salmonella scandal?
Absolutely. We sort of got rid of that Knish itself, but yes, our business is really starting to pick up again. So everybody, come on out. It says Rabbi Popik right on top, and we have the best Knishes around.
Oh, that is amazing. Now, speaking of businesses booming, Trillo and Suede, what have you guys been up to? How are the cases in Brooklyn?
Well, we're always very busy because our reputation precedes us. Everybody's kind of heard about us from now in New York City, kind of the living legend there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we don't advertise our services. It's all word of the mouth. People just got to ask around. You come to Brooklyn, New York, and you just ask around, how do I find Trillo and Suede? And the best place to make the connection is in the Last Exit nightclub. That's in Brooklyn, New York, kind of iconic by now. Because, we did a whole web series where you'll see it in season 2. Some of you guys out there might be familiar with that. And some of the cases that we've investigated, they seem to center around the Last Exit nightclub, which is conveniently very close to the Knish store, Rabbi Popik's Knish store, in that same neighborhood. That's why we're all part of that same community. And
all you have to do is just go down the street. You can get some Knishes, you bring it back.
Yeah.
The potato Knish and the liver Knish. Oh, they're to die for.
Yeah, and that's literally true because you're likely to die if you eat them, but it's at your own risk. But it's kind of worth it if you want to live dangerously.
The wrong choice of words. I shouldn't have said that. Hey, the rabbi, he's gonna murder me tonight. Hey.
Well, it's all part of the same topic: murder and dying and salmonella. But
they all go together.
It's the best way to go out. If you want to go out enjoying some delicious Knishes, go take a chance. Live on the edge. Go ahead, go to that hygiene challenged Knish store. It's a great store.
Now, you mentioned your reputation does precede you. How does it feel to be solving cases and then having it be filmed for a web series? Does that ever get to you guys?
I think I can speak for the two of us. You usually do, much to my chagrin. But to say that we are very focused on our work, we're very dedicated. Laser focus. We zero right in on what the task is at hand, so we don't get distracted too easily. We don't care. You can be filming us, doesn't matter. No matter what's happening, the world can be exploding all around us. But we're focused on our clients and their needs and what the investigation is determining and demanding from us.
Yeah, so that's why, that's why we agreed to do the web series, because we figured it's, it doesn't matter to us because we're just focusing on what we need to do.
Right. Laser focus. Now, there are rumors swirling around that you two have access to letters of transit. Is there any truth to this?
Where'd you get that crazy idea?
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
it's
but street
not-
talk.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the fact that that's illegal to do,
Which we certainly wouldn't do anything illegal.
Right.
So I don't know where we can get letters. I don't know where anybody can get them.
yeah, so ignore those rumors, Alexandra, about the last exit nightclub being a hub for the illegal transfer of letters of transit.
And the fact that we hang out there and that we're sort of the conduit for that, the middleman for that.
Yeah, so no truth to the rumors that we are involved in the illegal transaction of letters of transit.
Yeah, absolutely no truth.
Okay. I'm
Oh,
so
and
glad-
that's the
so
same
glad.
thing for Rabbi Popik and myself
Right.
too. That was just a rumor.
Just rumors, no involvement
rumor.
whatsoever. No involvement.
No.
Now, Trillo and Suede, last time we spoke, I remember there being a little bit of a love triangle between you two and Helen. What is the latest on that? When's the last time you have seen Helen, spoken to her? What's going on there?
Well, Helen sort of has to take her turn, because I got a few ladies lined up there, if you catch my drift, because I kind of I have this magnetism, this animal magnetism, and you could call it a wooden magnetism, that they just can't resist, those ladies. So, Helen, yeah, I've seen her recently. I wouldn't call it a love triangle, though. You're talking about with Trillo?
That's what she was referring to, triangle with me. I think she expressed some interest at some point in me.
Let him be deluded. He likes to think so.
All right, well, I think that was the case.
No, I wouldn't call it a triangle. She was just trying to be tactful, to be polite to you. He takes that as a love interest sometimes. He's very deluded. So it's not exactly a triangle, because a triangle would imply there are three sides to this, and there are only two sides. It's Helen and me, and there's the odd guy out. That's you.
All right, well, that's the story of my life.
Well, Mrs. Pupik, I'm sure there's some beautiful ladies who come into the Knish store. You can always set Trillo up with one of them.
Yeah, but my husband always seems to flirt first.
So there is
And
that.
I think that's where Trillo gets all his flirting from. He watches my husband.
Mm.
And don't think I haven't noticed that. You use the same formula that he does.
Well, that's why
And
Trillo's so unsuccessful with the ding, because he's copying your husband. So that's guaranteed lack of success.
Mm.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I'm gonna have to
Very
speak to
interesting.
him about that because he's got a wandering eye. Yeah, he does. But he knows it when he gets home. Hey,
There will be hell to pay for sure. I can
From
imagine
me-
that, hell to pay.
Trillo and Suede, for any viewers out there who have pressing cases and desperately need your help, how can they find you?
Well, like I alluded to earlier, I'm gonna make sure everybody understands that we do not advertise. We would be so deluged with requests to be clients of ours that we wouldn't be able to even take a step in any direction. So what you gotta do, you gotta demonstrate your dedication, your determination to hire us as detectives by finding us, by asking around.
So come to Brooklyn, New York. We're not going to give any hints beyond that.
Not even the neighborhood. Just go to Brooklyn, New York and start asking around. Well, we give one hint, one clue.
What's that?
Last exit nightclub.
Oh, that is a big clue. Okay, so if you could find the last exit nightclub.
They don't advertise either, so that's it's still a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, but if you make your way to the last exit nightclub in Brooklyn, New York.
And you ask around in there, there are a lot of people there who are gonna hook you up with us. So that's your entree. That's the secret portal.
The portal to reaching us, Trillo and Suede.
Right.
Yeah, right now, in fact, we gotta reach a client. So I hate to cut this short here, Alexandra, but we do have a meeting with a client. Coincidentally enough, the meeting is scheduled to take place right at the last exit nightclub. How about that?
How about that?
Yeah, sorry we have to cut out here, but we do have our kind of strange fan.
Well, we got this deranged fan, actually,
Jonathan Geffner is his name.
often confused with Trillo because they kind of bear a resemblance.
I know, oddly enough, I'm confused with him very often.
So, but he's kind of a deranged fan who hangs around a lot, and he'd like to talk to you, I think.
He's over there in the next room.
So on our way out, we'll ask him to stop by here, okay?
Perfect. Yes, that sounds great. Thank
Okay.
you, guys.
Great to see you again,
Great
Alexandra.
to see you.
See you soon.
Bye. Thank you, Mrs. Pupik, as well. It's so great to see you.
Thank you.
Hi there, Alexandra, and there's Wendy.
Ah,
Oh, there
Wendy
there's
has
Wendy.
to
At
get
first, I
back to
wasn't
herself.
sure. Yeah, you looked kind of more like Mrs. Pupik for a moment there,
is that-
but
oh,
without the
gee.
wig there, now I can recognize you and identify you for sure as Wendy,
That's
the
me.
wonderful actress who plays Mrs. Pupik in Casa Noir, our latest film.
Yes, I want to talk a little bit about Casa Noir. Can you just give us the viewers a synopsis of the movie and the inspiration behind it?
Yes, Casa Noir is a short film which is a parody and tribute to the iconic classic Casablanca, a famous movie from 1942, starring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. And so it's one of my favorite films, and a masterpiece. So I decided to do my own take on it, using Trillo and Suede as the main characters, the detective characters that I've developed and been using for more than 2 decades now. So I made it into a Trillo and Suede film, but keeping many of the plot points of Casablanca within this condensed version of it.
Yeah, and a lot of selected viewers who gave feedback to the movie spoke about how you mixed old school New York with modern day issues that were arising in the world. How did you find a balance between the two, as well as keeping the humor alive?
Well, actually, in the effort to make things funny, to create a comedy, that's what I naturally do very often. I like to mix things up, mix universes up, and have things that are like out of context things thrown in. Kind of, I love sort of Twilight Zone-ish atmosphere. So if I'm writing something that's more serious, it'll be more like the Twilight Zone traditional, which is a serious, intense, suspenseful kind of thing. But if I'm writing something comedy, which I do more often, comedic, then it's going to take on more of a comic flair to it. But it's still going to have this mixed up kind of stuff. I love the kind of confusion and breaking the fourth wall, that kind of thing. So it's sort of, I write that way naturally.
Right. And what was it like to shoot Casa Noir, especially during the pandemic?
Well, all the shooting had some challenges with COVID precautions and things, but it was a very welcome relief for me to be able to do something exciting, to get out there from all the quarantining and the worries in general, and do something which was kind of dream come true, to make this film. It was based on a script I had written over 2 decades ago, my first Trillo and Suede feature film script, which I have not been able to find funding for in all those years. Very frustrating. But then last year, I finally decided that I'm just going to self-fund it, but I can't self-fund a feature film. But I will manage to self-fund with the help partially of a fundraising campaign, crowdfunding, but I'll get it funded if it's a short film, and that's what I was able to do.
And Wendy, how did the role come about for you? How did you hear about this film? What was that process like?
Well, Jonathan actually contacted me. We had worked before, and I jumped at the opportunity. I love working with Jonathan. It's an inspiration, and it is so fun. We have such fun on the set. And we're talking about COVID. One of the things that any project that I've done, and including with Jonathan, is all the COVID protocols have been met. So I felt comfortable on the set, and I think all the production crew, as well as the actors, felt that way as well. You can't lock yourself up forever. And as long as you take, precaution. And I just really had such a good time.
Yeah, well, it was great working with Wendy, and I was very glad that she was available because she mentioned that we worked before. We worked the previous year on season 2 of the web series, the Trillo and Suede web series, where she played Mrs. Lustig. And then, wait, did I get mixed up? No, you were Mrs. Lustig, right? And then
Correct.
I switched you to Mrs. Pupik. It's actually a little change of identity.
Mrs. Pupik.
Right, for Casa Noir, because that's what the role required for that film. But she was a perfect Mrs. Lustig and then became a perfect Mrs. Pupik.
What a fun role to play too. Did you channel anyone in your real life to play that role? How did you take that on?
My family.
That's so
She actually is so much like a couple of my aunts. I felt like, did I go back in time here? It was like reliving my childhood, except I played the other role.
Oh my gosh. I loved Miss Pupik's character. I mean, she was so eccentric, and I feel like you really hit the nail on the head with like the Jewish grandmother. I'm half Jewish, so I kind of felt a little bit at home there with hearing how she spoke and her cadences. So I loved that.
Oh yeah, I felt right at home with it. My sister did get to see a screening, and she, when we were going home, she just laughed. She said, "Oh my God!" I said, "That is our family." I said, "Yeah, it is."
Yeah, that is so funny. So right now the film is not available to the public since it is being distributed in film festivals. What is the next step in these distributions?
Well, I've entered Casa Noir in many film festivals around the world, and already in these first couple of months that it's been out there, it's been selected for most of the festivals I submitted and winning awards in most of them as well. Best short film, best comedy, various awards.
Best actor.
Yes, but that was a surprise. I did get a best actor award. Actually, I did not submit it in any categories because I can't afford it. It costs money to enter it in all these different contests. There are entry fees, so I just limited myself to one category. It's either best film, best short, or best comedy. Normally, I chose one of these things, try to get one of those awards, which it's gotten a lot of. But one of these festivals, it was the Rome. I forgot what it's called now. Rome something award. They get mixed up because there are so many of these festivals. But they awarded it best parody, I believe, as well as best comedy, and they added best actor. They actually gave me that. I didn't even enter myself in that category.
Wow.
I mean, I wish I could enter everybody. I'd love to enter supporting actors for Wendy and all the other actors, and many other best music. I'd love to, but I couldn't afford all that. So I just, okay, go for just the main thing. But they threw that in. So that was
bonus. Wow.
Bonus, which I was actually a little embarrassed about, because although, I'm pleased with my performance. It's not that I'm going to give false modesty that I don't think I did a good job. I do think I did a good job. However, the only thing I'm really embarrassed about is the fact that the leading lady, Katharina Schmidt, who wanted to be here today. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it to this podcast today. But she was so sensational. Wendy, well, you both know, you both saw the film. Like, she was. So I think if anybody, she should have gotten that. But anyway, I am pleased to have gotten it.
Yeah, and she's beautiful both inside and outside, and such a good actress. She really is. But Jonathan, yes, you well deserved it.
What is next for Trillo and Suede? Are there any other projects in the works?
Oh, yes. Well, actually, it ties in with Casa Noir, because Casa Noir is only available at film festivals. Certain of them are doing screenings, live screenings. They don't all do that, but some of them do. And so now I'm beginning to get notifications of when Casa Noir can be seen on a big screen at one of these festivals, various places around the world. And coming up the weekend of June 25th and 26th, anybody in the New York City area who's watching this can get a chance to actually see Casa Noir on a big screen. On June 25th, it's going to be at Crane Theater in Lower Manhattan, 9:30 p.m. And then it's going to be, oh, that's on the 26th, on the 25th, the day before.
That's the 26th.
Yeah, so, and the 25th is Saturday, the day before. I just got word today that it's going to be screened at the Roosevelt Island Film Festival in the afternoon, which is on Roosevelt Island. A lot of New Yorkers never even go to Roosevelt Island, but it's right there between Queens and Manhattan. Great little place to visit at the Main Street Theater. So anyway, I guess we can let people know about, maybe we can post, or they can contact me, through my channel. We'll post something, right, that they can contact for details about how to get tickets to either of those screenings. So I said it ties in with Casa Noir because I'm trying to promote Casa Noir. I'm hoping that it will get enough of a buzz through winning these contests and enough screenings that I will attract the attention of some producers from actual film studios that will put up the money to shoot my feature film, because I have a feature film ready to go called While the Village Sleeps. I also have a novel by the same name available on Kindle. That's available for 99 cents, so that's virtually free. Anybody could download my novel and enjoy it. It's Trillo and Suede Murder Mystery. Anyway, but the feature film is what I'm really eager to produce. So I'm hoping to be able to attract funding. It needs more of a budget than just crowdfunding will be able to. I'll never be able to get the crowdfunding for this because we need $250,000, $250,000, which, as you know, is nothing for a feature film. That's a very low budget film, but it's a lot if it's out of my pocket. So anyway, that's my next step, is to focus on that, trying to get the funding to shoot While the Village Sleeps as a Trillo and Suede feature film.
And Wendy, can you share with the viewers what you have in the works? Any projects coming up? Anything you're working on now?
Well, right now, aside from, the Trillo and Suede projects, I'm in production for a new sitcom for Amazon Prime,
Ooh,
which will start airing sometime in September. I don't know the specific dates. And it's called Narcissists of NYC.
oh my
And
God.
it is hysterical.
Even that title alone, my mind is running wild. This sounds
I know,
like it's going to be
I
a good one.
So let's see how it goes. Well, we're there'll be 10 episodes for or 12 episodes for the first season.
12 episodes. Ooh, so exciting.
So yeah, I'm extremely excited about it. And I'm also in production for another film that is called Frank and Edna Take on Le Mans. It is a fundraiser for cancer. We filmed it during the late summer, early fall. They decided they need more comedy in it because it's a very heavy subject.
Mhm.
And I'm the comedy relief. So they're adding like 6 more scenes.
Oh, yes.
And that's also in negotiation with Amazon Prime and a couple of other stations.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes.
So stay tuned on that
We should be
one.
done with that by the beginning of July.
Oh, the 2 great
Yeah.
projects in the works. And now, Jonathan, while we're waiting for Casa Noir to hit the public, where can people get their fix of Trillo and Suede?
Okay, the place to go for that, the best place, the main place, is the YouTube channel, the Trillo and Suede YouTube channel. Conveniently enough, that's the name of the channel. On that channel, I have other videos with other puppet partners of mine also. So you get a nice variety of the various puppet characters that I have, various shtick, various little videos, live performances, all kinds of stuff there. But the focus, most of the stuff there, is Trillo and Suede. So they can watch the entire web series. To this point, we have 2 seasons that I've produced, 10 episodes each.
Mhm.
So there are 20 episodes for you to enjoy out there, plus trailers and a lot of behind the scenes videos too, from the making of Trillo and Suede web series, as well as behind the scenes of Casa Noir. So you can see Wendy and our other actors in some behind the scenes clips, all on the YouTube channel.
Any plans for a season 3 of the web series, or is that on the back burner for now?
I would love to do that. It's on the back burner. I'm trying to bring it over to the front burner because, as usual, it's the budget which is in the way, which is holding me back, because I've got to get the money for that. So I'm also looking into ways of fundraising for that, or finding a backer or backers
Right.
to shoot the web series season 3. It doesn't require nearly as much of a budget as my feature film, so it's not my prime focus right now. But I would love to shoot season 3. I've written a lot of ideas for it. I haven't written out all the scripts because I didn't want to get myself too excited and to be too disappointed by writing the whole script for the season and not being able to fund it, because it's not definite that I can fund it. But I am hopeful that I'll find a way to fund it. And I've got the makings of the script, like the outlines, all set, so I could easily write season 3 quickly if I see I've got the money to do it. Hopefully later this year I'll have some news about that and be able to actually go ahead with season 3.
Oh, I would love that. I find Trillo and Suede so lighthearted, so funny. It's such an easy watch. It's a fun watch for anyone who wants to go and check that out. It's on their YouTube channel. Now, Wendy and Jonathan, I want you both to answer this for me personally. What do each of you want viewers to walk away? What message do you want them to receive after watching Casa Noir?
Wendy?
Well, okay. I'm sure your answer is going to be, there is so much sadness in the world, and it is a great escape into fantasy and just a good laugh, which is so good for the soul.
Yes.
So if you want a good laugh and an escape, that's the way to do it.
Well, yes, I like that view, that commentary a lot, and I think that in particular, I think people can come at this, can enjoy Casa Noir from a lot of different angles. Like certainly anybody who loves film noir, anyone who loves old movies, old Hollywood, I think will really enjoy Casa Noir, because it's in black and white. So it even I wanted to do it in black and white to really make it feel like it was shot back then in that era. But also anyone who loves ventriloquism and puppetry, and I think that there's a lot of funny stuff that's kind of unique that I do with this as a ventriloquist, as my main profession being a ventriloquist. And people who enjoy comedy in general. I think you mentioned that feedback video of fans' reactions to Casa Noir from the Wildwood Sound Festival, which we won best performances in. They gave us that award, I recall. But there was this video they put together of audience reactions, and that's some of the comments we got. I remember there's one guy there who said, "This is not the type of thing that I thought I would enjoy." I don't know if he said that, but I loved it. So I think that a lot of people will be surprised, even if they don't fit into those categories. Like they don't usually like old movies, they don't like film noir, they don't care about ventriloquism. They may not like any of those elements, but the way that we've all put it together, I think will kind of surprise people on how appealing it could be to a wide range of people.
Right. Yes. Everyone needs to give it a shot. Even if those things are not up your alley, the way it came together, Jonathan, as you mentioned, it was just perfect. It was a great tribute to film noir and Casablanca.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for being here today. It was such a pleasure talking with you both.
Thank you.
My pleasure too, on behalf of Trillo and Suede.